last year was a good year. It was a strange year, obviously, to say the least. And having cross country in March was a little bit different for us. Made it really interesting to see how we could train our athletes, peak our athletes, get them ready for a lot of races in a very short period of time. So we're looking forward to more of a traditional type season where we're going to have a championship in November, the SEC championship at the end of October. So that's incredibly nice. As far as the team outlook goes, oh man, it's been a long year. Just all the things that we've been working on. I think the biggest thing you could say about our team is that we have 56 brand new track and field and cross country athletes on our team. We have 109 on our roster, and 56 of those are brand new. So new to the program, either being a transfer or being an incoming freshman. So we're really stamping out a lot of ignorance. Like we're having a lot of meetings. We're trying to teach a lot of people on what we do at Alabama and what we do in the track and field and cross country programs. So that's been fun and exciting. We started cross country practice. First official practice was on Saturday. So we had, I think, 19 men and 23 women out for cross country this year, which is very large numbers for us. We typically carry a little smaller roster than that. But the talent is better than it's ever been from top to bottom. Obviously speaking on the women's side, we have the defending national champion in cross country returning individual, which is, I think, probably the hardest race to win in the NCAA is individual national cross country title. And then we've got a lot of talent coming back to add depth to the women's team that was 8th in the country. So we hope to be a little bit better than that. And we've added some new pieces there. On the men's side, we have 2 incoming freshmen that we're pretty excited about, see how they can do. And then we have the NCAA runner-up in the indoor mile and 4th in the 1500 back as well. And then we've added a great depth in the freshman class. So should be a pretty exciting year for all of us in the cross-country realm. Hoping for, we have very high aspirations on the women's and men's side that maybe do something pretty special at the SEC level and the national level. So there's a snapshot. So fire away, guys and ladies. So.
Joey Blackwell, go ahead and ask the first question.
Hey, Coach. The Alabama program in general had a lot of athletes, represented this year at representing Alabama and respective countries at the Olympics. As a coach, what does that mean to you? What kind of emotions go through you, seeing your former and sometimes current athletes playing in the Olympics and representing their countries?
Well, I'm going to pick on somebody here. You asked me a great question. I'm going to pick on Michael there. When I got this job 11 years ago, we were going in the Olympic cycle of 2012. And Michael Casagrande came to me and said, "Hey, how come we don't have very many people competing in the Olympics?" And I was like, "Man, I just got here. I mean, like, talk to the last guy." Like I'm struggling, like we're trying to get it off the ground, And so then, fast forward, 10 years, 11 years later, and we had great representation at the Olympics, from across all sports for that matter, and having people, compete and make finals and do some very special things. Olympics was very satisfying for us as a program. Obviously, it's kind of dreams realized, when we talk about the process that we put forth and, what we ask our athletes to do and buy in and whatnot, and they actually achieve their dreams of being Olympians. It really feels great.
Katie Wyndham, up for the next question.
Hey, Coach. I've kind of asked some of the other coaches about this as well already, but obviously last year was a pretty big year for Alabama athletics overall, and track and field was a big part of that, as you and Roots have both hit on. Just how important is it for track, for you as the coach, to contribute to the overall athletic success, but then also to build on that as we enter a new season?
Well, track and field and cross country, men and women have a unique ability to score in 6 different places for the Director's Cup points, so, we can chip in cross country for men and women, we can chip in indoors and outdoors. And so, how we go sometimes it determines a little bit of where the whole program goes as far as the Director's Cup points. And so that feels good to be a big part of that. And we obviously follow that and track that. And we're super excited when we see successes across all sports. I mean, if you look at what we were able to do in gymnastics and basketball and baseball and softball and tennises and everything. It was a really great and fun and exciting year. And I think it also needs to be said just how much our head coaches, assistant coaches support each other. I don't know if that's like that across other athletic departments, but every time we're going to go do something special or we're heading to a championship season, I'll get a text message from Wes in soccer or Dana in gymnastics or George in tennis. And we just support each other, or Brad in baseball, just making sure that we know we're following each other and we're excited to see everybody's success.
All right, who's next? Casagrande, you have a response?
I thought for sure Mike would be all upset with that one. So I called him out and I didn't get anything back.
All right, Joey, go ahead. Got another question?
You talk, kind of going back to that, about, you didn't have, like you said, when Michael asked you that question all those years ago, you didn't have very many athletes being represented in the Olympics, and now you do. Talk about what's the process of, trying to get more Olympic, high level of talent athletes on your staff, and is it kind of a snowball effect, whereas the more you have, the easier it is to recruit, or how does that work?
You would think so. You would think it'd be a snowball effect, but we laugh about it as our staff is. For every great athlete we bring to our program, you think it would give us a bump up or hey, it gives us a notch, on that next recruit or whatever. But it's harder every year than it's ever been. So it's just a constant recruiting, constant, trying to move the program forward, trying to look for the greatest athletes, trying to coach them to the best of our ability. There's never really been a down day since I started here, as far as the energy that we have to bring to be able to draw those athletes in here to move the program forward, to, gain respect across the SEC and the national level. To do those kind of things, it's an every day, all day, that's all we think about kind of thing. And it's never gotten any easier, which is okay. That's part of the process. But you would think that it would be like, hey, it's getting easier to get these world-class athletes here. No, it's not. It's still hard. And it's still hard for Coach Saban, and it's still hard for Nate Oates, and it's still hard for Christy Curry and everybody here. It's an everyday grind to try to bring the kind of caliber athletes that we need to compete at this level and at the Olympic level. And I mean, and if that doesn't drive you, if that doesn't blow your hair back, then you're in the wrong spot, because that's what everybody that we're competing against is doing every single day too.